Hey everybody, I wanted to come to you today with another hidden gem recipe on eatrealamerica.com because this one is one of our favorites. So this is the Banh Mi Burger Bowl. And so if you aren't familiar with what a banh mi is, so it's a Vietnamese sandwich and it typically has some savory beef, pickled vegetables, a flavorful sauce, and then fresh herbs are kind of the key to take the flavor over the top. So when Scott and I discovered a banh mi, first we did a sandwich, then we did a burger, and we loved it so much we turned that burger into a burger bowl. And so the thing I love about burger bowls is they're perfect for meal prep and when you want to take advantage of leftovers because you can cook all the parts and keep them separate and then quickly throw them together. And this recipe, the Banh Mi Burger Bowl, has been described as flavor to the max. So if you have not discovered this recipe yet, I want you to check it out. So the first thing that I did was, because it takes just a little bit of time for them to come together, is I did quick pickled vegetables. Now, if you have never done this before, this is one of my absolute favorite things to do because I feel like it is life-changing. It is so easy. And what I did for this recipe is red onion, cucumber, carrots, jalapeno, and radishes. And it's beautiful, but basically all you have to do is chop up those veggies and then in a small saucepan, put 1 cup of white distilled vinegar, 1 cup of water, a tablespoon of kosher salt, and a tablespoon of just white sugar. Now there's a couple of key things with this is we're talking distilled white vinegar. I used to think that that was not edible because my grandma used it for everything. And grandma is absolutely right. You can use it for everything, but it is perfect for pickled vegetables because it keeps the flavor really, really neutral. But feel free to mix it up and use white wine vinegar, red wine vinegar, whatever you like, apple cider vinegar, but white distilled vinegar keeps everything really neutral and great. Kosher salt was a tip given to us by a farmer friend because it doesn't make the water or the liquid cloudy. So it'll keep your veggies vibrant and bright. So basically you throw all that together in your saucepan, bring it to a simmering boil just to get everything to dissolve. And then you jam pack 2 mason jars. And I mean, I got them in there tight, but leave maybe a ½ inch of space at the top. And then once it is dissolved, you're gonna pour it into a glass measuring cup. I use a measuring cup because I'm clumsy and that way I won't get it everywhere. And then you're just gonna fill both of those jars to the top. You might have a little bit left over and then let them cool to room temperature. And then I put the lids on them and stick them in the fridge. Now you can eat them as soon as 30 minutes, an hour. They're gonna get better the longer that they sit in the fridge. And people always ask me, well, Krista, how long do they last? I would say at least 2 to 3 weeks. But honestly, we never really know because they don't make it that long. So this, if you do nothing else, you've got to try the quick pickled veggies because even our normal routine is just to do red onion and jalapeno. And I leave the seeds in the jalapeno. It does not get too spicy. I divided the jalapeno among those 2 jars. So I would love for you to try that. So we've got our pickled veggies. I just pulled those out of the fridge. So what I did is I cooked some rice, and you could use brown rice, you could use quinoa, farro, whatever your favorite whole grain is. And when I go to cook rice in my rice cooker, I cook more than what we need because then I can portion it up and put it in the freezer. But this way you can portion it up if you're doing meal planning too. So then a pound of lean ground beef, and then right as it was getting brown, I added a tablespoon of garlic powder and a tablespoon of onion powder just to kind of season it up a little bit. So I've got that, it's still warm. And then we're gonna put together the flavorful sauce. So this is a Sriracha mayo yogurt. So what I have in the mason jar is some mayo. I like this brand because it's got clean ingredients and it's made with avocado oil. So this is about, I'm doing equal parts. It's actually, the recipe calls for 1/4 cup and 1/4 cup. So 1/4 cup of the mayo, and then 1/4 cup of plain Greek yogurt, and both of those in there. And then we've got some garlic powder, salt and pepper, and then a tablespoon of lime juice, which is half of a lime. And then, now the recipe calls for 1 to 2 tablespoons of sriracha. if you want to start with 1 tablespoon, start there and then taste it before you add the second. Scott and I have made this so many times. We know we love it with 2 tablespoons. And so that's what we're going to do. So whether you mix this in a mason jar or a small bowl, basically all you have to do is stir this together and then your sauce is ready to roll. And it's so yummy. I would definitely recommend doubling it. So here's how you throw it all together. So you've got your bowl of greens, your favorite greens, spring mix, spinach, whatever you've got. And then we are going to put some brown rice on top, or like I said, it could be your favorite whole grain. And then you're going to put some ground beef. And this smells so good and I haven't even gotten it all together yet. Okay, then this is the beautiful part about the pickled veggies. All your veggies are prepped and ready to go. Everything is just, you don't have to mess with cooking anything, which is why this is even more perfect in the summer. And so I'm just going to sprinkle some veggies on top. And if the juice gets in the burger bowl, it's 100% fine. Get a little jalapenos in there. And yeah, I'm dribbling a little. There you go. And then the next thing is we have got a combination of microgreens, a couple different kinds. And then I have got some Thai basil that we pulled out of our garden. And then here comes your dressing, the Sriracha mayo yogurt. And you're gonna drizzle that on top. And this is going to be absolutely flavor to the max. So if you have not checked out this recipe, I hope this inspires you to do so. Now is the perfect time to take advantage of all these ingredients, especially the fresh herbs and all the veggies. So I would love for you to check it out and then let us know what you think.